Hey, what's up guys, Team Demise Andy here, and today we're reviewing Zombieland Saga Episode 6, because it's Sentimental Saga. Now, this episode was actually really fun, and we learned a lot of stuff, such as Ai and Junko's death, which both were, sad, whatever, but this episode had a lot of meaning. I'm really starting to get invested in this story, and I can't wait to see where they go. But without further ado, let's jump right on into this.
Maybe you should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you.
So we started this episode off with a recap of last episode, and the whole chicken thing in the Olympics, whatever, that happened. But this one starts off with that guy who is looking into them more, and we come to find out he's like a news reporter. But then we cut back over to the girls practicing, and they're doing their thing, and all of a sudden they say stop, and whatever, they're behind. Then we get our intro, which I still love this intro a lot. And it's actually really fun, but we get into the episode, and they're using Old Boy's computer while he's in the bath. And a funny scene is we got to see, like, his shampoo say medicated. And we look at this, and they're talking online about this Saga Rock concert that's coming up, which, actually, Ai's old band is going to be a part of. So that's going to be really cool, but they didn't get confirmed. They're just talking about how they're, like, wanting to do it later on. We're heading back now to the old typical scene where we find out, they have some fans growing. And they're going to do a photo op, which turns out very poorly due to Junko being scared. Because, in her time, idols didn't do anything like this. They wanted to be perfect in front of everyone, so they didn't get to do this. But Junko pretty much walks out, and she's scared to death. And they all get in trouble. And Ai and Junko start having a fight. But then we get our cutscenes, which I love these cutscenes. They're so good. And pretty much the girls go out there and talking to Ai, and Yugiro and Smallchild, I can't remember her real name, so I'm just calling her Smallchild. They come out and they're talking and everything, and Ai runs off again. And then we cut over to Sakura and Junko talking, and we find out Junko died in a plane crash. We cut back over to find out that Saki and Ai are talking, and she got killed by lightning on a stage. Now, getting struck by lightning doesn't necessarily mean you're going to die, but it explains why she was so scared of the thunder and everything while they were outside. And it can happen, but it's astronomically really low to happen like that. But either way, no matter what, this was such a cool episode, just finding out their backstories and while they're fighting, because they're from completely different generations, and they have an argument for both sides. I get it. Junko wants everyone to kind of feel like before they do this meetup, they don't want to have any time where they couldn't be perfect, because they don't want to show that to their fans. But Ai is from a time where fan interaction helps you grow. You grow with your fans, which is a cool thing, and that's in our generation too. You don't have to be perfect from day one. But let's move on with the rest of this episode. There's not much left to talk about, but there are some quintessential scenes to talk about. So one of the last things to happen before the episode closes is Sakura and Saki are just talking about everything, how it's going. And then we cut back over to our normal spot, and they find out they got into the Saga Rock intermediate or beginners. I don't know what to explain it. But and then the episode ends. So one thing we need to understand about this episode is that this concert's outside. And from what we just learned, this was the exact stage where Ai died. So next episode, I'm sure we're going to have a cute reunion between Junko and Ai, because they kind of been together from the beginning. But not only that, we're going to have to see Ai overcome the fear. Because, no one can understand how it feels like to die. Like, a near-death experience. Like, if you almost crashed in a plane and you almost died legitimately, would you ever want to get in a plane again? Probably not. That's Junko's case, but getting struck by lightning is probably even scarier than that. So, she's just scared to death, and she's going to have to overcome that for the show. So, it's going to be fun. Anyway, though, guys, if you like this episode, or you like what I'm trying to do here on this channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Help me out. I'll help you. And without further ado, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Take a moment right here feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear.